So this is the machine, Bernina 817, made in Switzerland. Nice and clean. Stitch width. Needle position. Right now it's in the center. There's 5, but the book says there's only 3 that you use. Center, left, or right. It's in the right position. Okay, right position. 4, 3 center, 2, 1 left. So that works. Stitch length. Screw it in and it rises up. Raise it all the way up for reverse. The feed dog positioning for sewing, and for embroidering or darning, that drops them. The hand wheel and the stop motion for winding bobbins if you want. It's the bobbin winder. These are your 7 positions basically, different stitches. Light works. The way you get the top off is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it up there. There's a knob. Looks like a knurled knob. Push it, and that releases the top. See how clean it is in there? I just put a little oil on the appropriate spots. It came clean. That's the bobbin winder wheel, and that's a replacement. This is the upper thread tension. This machine is unusual in that it has a thread tension way up there, but it's also unusual. There's an extra cam riding right there. When the needle comes up, it releases the tension, the presser foot tension, a little bit at the time that it wants to advance the material, so it'll advance smoothly. It also releases the tension on the upper thread tension there that's in that slot. You really can't see it. That's the thread advance. And then when it goes down, the tension's reapplied. If you screw that up when you thread the machine, you're going to have a heck of a trouble. We'll put that back on. I'm going to flip this over here. There's a bobbin in there. It's the motor. This is a plate that to me looks like, you know, not a Bernina thing, but the guy at the Bernina store says yes it is. It protects if you run your cords down through this hole down below when the machine's mounted, then it helps keep them away from the workings. This is an extension plate that screws on off. And that's it for now. The Bernina 817. Now this arrangement here is just a personal preference. It's less expensive for me to buy these spools of thread and feed it that way instead of putting smaller spools on. This is spool from Coats Extra Strong that I drilled a hole through, put the thread through it. That came from Hobby Lobby with thread on it originally, nylon thread. Here I'm going to wind the bobbin. The important thing to remember is to bring this clockwise around there. I've already started it, so it should go. Now threading this thing's pretty straightforward. Bring your thread from the spool over to that. Bring it up through there. And then it's important that you have the presser foot up and the needle at its highest point, so that'll be slack so you can put it through there. I'm going to have it hold it there, so then you bring it down through here, through that, and you're going to bring it down here through this and thread it front to back, like so. This knob is the tension adjustment. You turn it and this little thing will indicate plus or minus, add or less. Okay. I'm using white thread on top, that yellow gold for the bottom. Stitch length of 4, stitch width is 0, and it's in the center position. And this is just a demo of the sewing, the functions work. This is a placemat. It's kind of denim. It's 2 layers. So see how it goes. I'm going to start out with the straight stitching. Bring that down, and I'm on normal motor speed. It's 2-speed motor. So that's the long stitch. Run it up to 3, 2, 1. Back down to 4. I'm going to put in reverse. Forward again. I'm going to turn this around so I can go the other way. Press your foot down. So moving the lever to the zigzag position. Stitch 1. I'm going to move the zigzag all the way to 4, so it's going to do the maximum zigzag, and I'm on stitch length of 4. Let's bring it up to a stitch length of 1. I'll bring it up to a half. I'm doing that is to show you the needle positions. So I'm going to put it in the left position. If you put it on 4, which is the longest stitch width, then it's not going to matter what position you put the needle in, it's always going to be the same. You know, it's going to sew full width. So I'm going to move the stitch length, or the stitch width, back to 1.5. Now I'm in the left needle position. Now I'm going to put in the center. And in the right. Back in the center. Back to left. Flip it again and bring it over some. Okay. I'm going to select one of these other stitches up here, which I don't know what they are. I'm going to go and select number 5. That's a blind hem stitching, but we'll see. Let's open her up and put it in the center. Now you can tighten this up by making the stitch length less, and that gets into satin stitching, and I'm at half already, so we'll move it up a little more. You do it too much, it's just going to stay there and bind itself up, I'm pretty sure. Okay, on the back is just a power switch to change, to low speed. I'm going to change it to low speed now. Now that's full speed there. Take it back to high. That's full speed there. So, in the owner's manuals, there's a bunch of stuff to do all these fancy things. Here's use of these things I just showed you. So now, I'm going to look at the stitches. I have to get back behind the camera here. So, as you can see, they're all pretty good. This section here is where we went center, left, center, right. Better there. This is where we showed the stitch length on the zigzag. This is where we did the reverse here, and this is where we did the real tiny stitches. And it does appear that it did pull the bobbin thread through some. And then these are all the straight stitches. That being the longest one there. This is the other side. So it's really a nice machine, I think. I'm used to Singers and Whites and things like that, pre-70s stuff mostly. So there's that. This demo is to show you that the feed dog switch works. Here we have the feed dogs engaged. Here we are disengaged. Engaged, disengaged, engaged, disengaged. So that works. This is Naga hide. It's the kind of stuff I normally sew. I don't do seamstress type stuff. It's fabric based backed vinyl, I guess. This almost looks fiberglassy to me. And here we got 4 layers of it, so it's no surprise this is going to sew. You're not restricted just to cloth. Put it in there. I'm going to have it on like 3. Can't beat that. This is upholstery leather. Here we have 4 layers of it that I've demoed before, and it's close to 4 millimeters. We're again on the straight stitch. And there we are. Usually done with these at maximum length. Now this is belt leather. That is not quite 4 millimeters. And we're on straight stitch. So we'll put it in and hit the gas. And there we are. That's all I have to show you here.